right, welcome to Overbooked and Underqualified. My name is Sam.
I'm Liv.
And this week we are covering the first 150 pages of Crowntide.
Yep, so it's exciting. We're getting into a new book. I'm really interested to see what you think of this. But before we get into it too much, we just want to make sure that you guys are always checking trigger warnings for the book. This is a young adult one, so it's nothing too crazy. So we do talk about adult things though, so just be aware of that before we jump into things. Do you have anything else for intro notes this week?
No, I don't think so.
Well, that's cool. I wanted to show you, I got new pens for Christmas, and they're scented, and I've been very excited. So I'm going to have you smell it, and then you have to guess, and then I'll tell you what it is.
Okay.
So don't look, because it's
it's on there? Okay. I want to go raspberry, but I feel like it's like some dessert thing.
It is a dessert thing.
Okay.
Well, I would say it's kind of a dessert thing. It's homemade raspberry jam. So
Okay,
I would say
so halfway there.
I would say she gets it. Good job. You get
Thank you.
props.
Thank you.
I don't have a gift. I should have a gift for you.
Honestly, I'm going home now.
So yeah, I'm really excited. I got some good new pens and notebooks for this podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm so excited for Christmas time. I'm finally getting into it. New book for Christmas.
I also did get notebooks, and I got 3 new books. And on that topic, I do have something to announce then.
Yes.
I'm going to make something that we're going to post on both of our pages, kind of outlining what our next, I think, 3 books are going to be. Well,
yeah,
or
we
like
have
what
like
we're planning on
3 or
reading.
4
and
in the running.
Just so like you guys can kind of be on the same page with us if you guys want to jump in a little earlier, because some of the books we're reading are heavy hitters, lots of pages.
Yeah.
So.
And just to give us some feedback on if you guys have read it before, or if it's also on your TBR, let us know. We like to hear your comments. So any, follows, likes, subscribes, ratings. We love to hear from you because we're just starting out and we love to know what's up.
I 100% agree.
So just a note on that. What else?
I think that clears my announcements.
Let's get started.
All right.
Do you have anything before we jump in chapter v chapter?
All right, chapter v chapter. So we're doing the 4th book of Lightlark, not including the novella. So with novella, this is 5. Jumping into this, I was feeling heavily Oro still. And if you watched our last episode, I switched teams. So I feel like it's been very interesting for me to at least read this book with a changed perspective.
Me too. Yeah, and I feel like I just need to wipe the slate clean a little bit and just, I don't know. We'll get into it.
Yeah,
but
I agree. And I feel like some of these chapters starts to kind of like demuddle things for me, if that makes sense. I start to not be as angry, but I still feel like I'm standing in Team Oro after the 150 pages.
Okay. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm feeling the same way I always feel, where I'm like, I think this, but I don't know. I'm still, like, after reading these 150 pages, I'm still in, like, the Aro, I think, is better for her. I think that Grimm, like, Isla's best for Grimm, but I still think that Grimm is going to be...
Endgame?
Yeah.
Which, that obviously makes sense. Again, they're married.
Or I'm feeling like maybe there's like some little twisty thing. Like,
she ends up with neither.
I don't know.
Because what if that like...
I just feel like it's...
What if her ending up with neither nulls and voids the prophecy?
I don't know. And this whole prophecy thing is just
really
getting...
throwing me.
Yeah. There's a lot of... I don't even know how to word it. Just like, ooh, this is gonna happen. This one thing. Like, come and see this person, and they'll tell you this very vague little piece of information. Then we go to the next person and get a little more there, and it's like all in these prophecy terms. I'm like, just give us a damn answer here, people.
I'm really pissed off that she hasn't looked at her stupid little thing that basically tells her what the future is from her mom. Do you remember that?
I do remember that, and
it gets talked about in this book.
Yes, and it does. I don't know.
I'm not pissed off because I feel like it would obviously ruin like we could be done after she reads it. But why does she have it, and why has she not looked at it? That's crazy to me.
Well,
Anyways,
we'll go over it when we get to that chapter.
Let's just jump in. You start.
Okay, so we start out with Aro, and we're just gonna, I did number the chapters, but
I did too.
We'll just, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So we start with Aro, and they start out fighting, like,
Beating the
without
shit out
without
of each
magic.
other.
Yeah, so basically Isla went through the portal, and those two are left there, and, gosh, what's her panther's name? It's a panther, right? Her panther's freaking out.
Yeah, oh my gosh, I'm also blanking now. But he hasn't been talked about in this book. I'm currently listening to Skyshade, so I remember it, but it's leaving my mind right now. Anyways, Panther's freaking.
Panther's freaking. Everyone's freaking. They're beating the crap out of each other. And basically, it just ends with them teaming up and being like, we need to come together to save her.
Yeah.
And then he is like, do you love her? And he says yes, like, even though, like, he knew her heart was torn, like, Aro.
Yeah.
So Aro still just really loves her, even though she did kind of just choose
She did tell
to go
her,
back to Grimm and whatnot. So
she definitely was very straightforward with Aro in the sense of, I'm marrying Grimm again. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I do think it comes out of a place of she doesn't think she's good enough for Aro.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's easier to be with Grimm because they're already married.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but
she almost did it like out of a sense of duty, kind of like, I want to end this war. I'm gonna go back to him. I'm just gonna make things easier.
I
and
agree.
Like this, I'm married to him, so I'm like gonna try to do the right thing. But like her heart's still torn.
I think and I think that it's very evident throughout this, at least the first 150 pages, that she is still very much down the middle about who she loves, and she doesn't really know where she's gonna end up. I agree with you that it's feeling like Grimm is endgame, and I understand why. Like, I do, but I don't know.
So that was the short little intro chapter. Do you have anything on the first one?
No, I really just have, like, the note of them just beating the crap out of each other, which is a reoccurring event.
Oh, yeah.
But I also can't imagine how that would feel. Like, can you imagine looking your own consequences, like, in the eyes? Grimm did this. It's Grimm's fault that they're in love with each other. And he's the only person that can help him find his wife now.
Yeah.
And Grimm also is a very angry man.
Oh, yeah.
So of course he's going to beat the crap out of Oro.
Yeah.
God.
And then the next chapter, we jump to Grimm's point of view.
Yes.
So it's a trade-off between Grimm, Aro, and Isla.
Yes.
And all the points of view.
And Grimm and Aro are together a lot.
Yeah.
And obviously Isla is in a different realm. So
Yeah. So the second chapter is from Grimm's point of view. All the friends are kind of gathering, and they're talking about, he talks about regretting, like you said, letting Aro love her. And like regretting what he did, and knows he made a mistake. And there's just so much animosity. Like,
yes, the whole room is just pissed off.
And then especially like with Aro and Grimm, they can't even really look at each other without feeling upset in every way, shape, or form at each other, at that Isla's gone, that they feel helpless. So that's kind of where we're at.
Yeah, this Grimm chapter felt really insightful for me, and kind of like re-sparked why I loved him in a sense, just because he's talking about how like they share a soul, like they are one of one essentially, and him just continuously, and I don't think it comes off like he's just being a dick when he continuously refers to her as wife, because he says, I need to find my wife, and it says that Aro flinches at the term wife, and I just feel like this made me understand, because I love when an MMC is like, no, like, I don't give a shit about anything but my significant other, and I understood. I was back there for a second, and I'm like, okay, I get it, Grimm girlies.
Yeah, totally. I'm feeling very, like, neutral on both.
Yeah.
Like, I go back and forth.
100%, but then they start talking about the betrayals again, and I'm like, you fucker.
Yeah.
But the Infinity Stone gets brought up again, and how Isla has it, and it makes her she was already the most powerful person in the entire realm.
And we find out that the stone is the most powerful item.
Yes. And
Which they kind of talked about,
They
but not
alluded to-
really. I mean, they didn't go into depth on it.
I feel like the first time that we heard about it was in the novella. And now, like, it's all piecing together and making more sense.
Yeah, and I was asking here, when did he claim the stone? Like, why is it around her neck? Why did he put it around her neck? I was so confused.
I was too.
I'm like, and that's what pissed me off about the point of views too. I'm like, we didn't get anything important, like, of all this stuff that Grimm did in the past.
I know, we didn't get a lot of really good input, because I feel like his side could have been so good.
Yes.
So good. If we would have gotten more detail of the fact of, like, him and Aurora's deal. If we would have gotten his feelings during the Centennial. Was he starting to regret it, watching Isla fall in love with Aro?
I know. It could,
And
I
then
needed that
when
bad.
he gets the, like, and yes, we got so much of the timeline of, like, their love story, which I did enjoy a lot of that. But it would have been so much better if we would have gotten perspective on things that we didn't already know. Because in Skyshade, they kind of start to talk about how when she's, like, remembering all these things and she's back in the Nightshade Castle, that when she goes here, she's like, well, this is where Grimm and I did this, and this is where Grimm and I did that. So that stuff had already been kind of cleared up for us, just not in Grimm's perspective. So I agree with you. I feel like if the POV book would have done a different way, I might have still been more on Grimm's side.
Oh, for sure. And that's why I was fully prepared to kind of, like, hop sides and, like, and that's why I said I needed more to be able to fully forgive him, and we didn't get anything.
No, we
Nothing.
really didn't.
Not, like, how he was healing, not what led him to the decision to wiping her memories, like, none of the important stuff, or even, like, this diamond scene, and yes, we get it in the next chapter.
Yes, but
like, I don't know, I'm reading this going, well, where the fuck was this when...
And maybe she left it because we are getting Grimm perspectives in this book.
That's true.
Maybe we'll get some flashbacks and some more understanding.
That's true, yeah.
My thought process maybe there too. But I agree with you. I felt like there was so much left out.
I'm with Zed on this at the end of the chapter. He
I
goes,
get
we're
it.
so fucked.
Yeah.
Like, he literally, that's how the chapter ends. He says, we're so fucked.
We're so...
Zed is not Team Isla.
No.
He is...
All of Aro's friends are not Team Isla.
Well, Calder stuck up for her.
Calder did, but I think that Calder wanted it in the sense of we need her as a powerhouse, not as a love interest. I don't think any of his friends are interested in him being with her romantically.
Which, as a friend, I kind of can feel where they're at. I feel like...
We prep for a whole battle, and he shows up and you go, you know what? Yeah, let's go home. I would be like, you better dump this bitch. We're done.
Yeah, and, like, she totally, like, kind of effed him.
She did.
And, like, she's been, like, toying with him a little bit. Like,
I don't feel like toying's the right word, because toying to me has malicious intent behind it, and I think that Isla sincerely loves him.
Okay, unintentionally toying with him.
Okay,
and I think
I'll take it.
As the friends, they're like,
Which, yes.
Dude, this
From
is
the-
bad for you.
From the friend perspective, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, I'm with Zed. I am totally with him. So then we jump to, again, Grimm on chapter 3, and this is where we get into a flashback of how he got infinite. And he basically has to face all of his memories.
All of his, like, bad doings, essentially.
Centuries of killing.
Yeah. Oh, these were rough. When the man, Grimm was on a battlefield, and he basically wiped out an entire army or a large group of soldiers. And one guy surrenders and starts begging for his life because he has a wife that he loves. And Grimm guts him. And then Grimm being like, yeah, now I understand, because I would also get on my knees and beg.
And then Layla, his sister, comes as a ghost, basically. That's what I would call it.
I would assume
And
ghost
is taunting
division.
him.
Yeah.
So all these things that he basically has to face his deepest, darkest
This
things.
really messed me up when, like, Grimm was saying sorry to her and a child's voice came out. So it was like him when he was little. This book got me. I cried a lot. In some of these chapters, I was crying a lot.
Yeah, later on I did
Yes.
for sure.
This one didn't have me crying, but
It's really sad, but I do feel like we got a little bit of this in his
100%.
childhood POV, so that did help.
Yeah.
Like we kind of knew.
And then Layla having like faint scars on her throat really felt impactful because it was marking how she died without her being basically shredded. I can't imagine having to face the worst things I ever did, especially if I killed people.
Oh my gosh, and over 500 years or whatever. So yeah, it's negative.
It's a very negative time.
He says his love is as strong as infinite, and that like is a reoccurring thing.
It
like,
is,
infinite. Yep. He gets this diamond for her. He wants her forever. He doesn't want any powers or riches. And I thought it was very interesting that the diamond, or I don't know, are we calling it a keeper of the diamond? Because the diamond has a voice. Like, it's like, do you want power or riches? And he's like, no, I just want love, and I want Isla forever with me. And
what are you, the Wizard of Oz?
Well, anyways, so is it a man, is it a keeper of the diamond, or does the diamond talk? Do you know what I'm asking?
Well, I would assume that it's like almost like a sentient item.
Like it's a power itself, and like the power
yeah, like it's an
speaking.
item that can speak for itself. I don't think that there is someone who's like in a room with a camera, watching everywhere that the diamond goes.
Well, I didn't think that. I just thought like maybe there was a keeper of the diamond,
no, like on the island. I know what you're.
Or
I know
like
what you're saying.
like a mystical being, like a god of
I feel like
something.
Later in the
just
like that. Yeah, that's what I think of when I think of gods. A hand, just
gestures always help.
You're very correct.
But yes, okay, so you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that it's a sentient item and that it thinks. That the diamond itself thinks, because later on in the book, there's like something that Corin says, and we can talk about it when we get there. I had this marked down because when we were talking about the diamond, and it says, it's talking about how he wants to give it to her because his love for her is infinite, and the diamond says, and if she betrays you, if she kills you. And Grimm says, he laughed again, a huff against the cold air, then I would thank her for giving me any time at all.
Yeah, and the diamond is kind of
into it. Diamond's into it.
Well, the diamond's kind of trying to like talk him out of it a little bit and almost like feel him out. And he says that he can feel it like searching, burrowing.
I know, like basically sifting through his mind like files is what I like imagine, like your little fingers.
Yeah, it really brought me back to the Plated Prisoner.
Yes! Yes!
No spoilers on that, but
also
there was a horrific scene.
Brimstone too. Algate?
Yeah.
But the Plated Prisoner was closer.
When someone says burrowing, though, that's a next level. Anyway, so...
I don't like it.
Yeah, like, the voice literally searched his soul. And that's why I think that Cronin couldn't get it, his dad couldn't get it. They were not there, like, out of the pure of heart, or, like, out of love.
None of them had feelings. They literally talk about how... We talked about this. Grimm's dad, he had never sensed a feeling from him one time. Even when he was walking to his death, he didn't feel a feeling. And I feel like the diamond is looking for someone who's real, in a sense.
Yeah, and he said, it said, will you give your greatest wish? Like, I'll give you your greatest wish or whatever. And then his is them together forever.
And
together forever. And I wrote forever.
And then did you write like a little heart?
Yeah. With an arrow.
I wrote this down because I felt like this was something that might come back later. So finally the voice ripped away from him along with a small critical part of himself.
Yes. That was good of you to write that down.
I was very curious because I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, I know. So is that going to come back around or...
And like the small critical part, is that why he made such bad decisions?
Yeah, like, did it take your common sense away? Because that's what it seems.
Yeah, did it take your ability to understand people's other point of views away? Did it take your empathy?
Yeah.
Did it, sir?
Yes,
I need to know.
Was that the critical? Because that was a damn critical part.
I know. And then I also wrote something down about the greatest
That's so
wish.
funny.
And it felt like it was very vague about the greatest wish because it didn't restate Grimm's greatest wish. Grimm might think that being with Isla forever is his greatest
I
wish.
thought that too. I'm like, I just feel like there's a catch here.
I agree.
Yeah.
So I'm very, very curious to see if those actually like line up together.
I was wondering that too. And then I wrote here, and then I said something about Cronin's power. So I said, like, it'll give you your greatest wish. So that just is that, you know, like, if Cronin ever did get a hold of it, is he going to be like, well, I want all this power and yada, yada, yada. And then does it grant that? Like...
And I guess, like, my other thing, too, was so when Grimm got this diamond, it was obviously for Isla. He's in love with her. But he's still, like, not a good person. So he might think that his greatest wish is Isla. Because I feel like we're finally on, like, I feel like after the Centennial, he finally realizes that, like, he is being selfish and he's not doing good things. And he has, like, a slow character build and he's starting to get better and, like, learn things. But this is before the Centennial. So I don't know. I'm curious about the greatest wish. I don't think it's Isla. I don't think it was Isla when the diamond let him take it.
Okay. Interesting take. I'm here for it. Yeah, that's all I have on that. I'm with you, though. I do feel like there's going to be a catch. So I'm curious to see what happens there.
I agree.
When we jump to the next chapter, Isla.
Yeah, this one was really short.
Yeah, and there's a lot of little short chapters, which, whatever. She, basically we get her intro into this next world.
Yeah.
And, she hits the ground. It's nothing but ash. Like, this whole world,
It's like a
she thought was going to
desert
be...
of ash.
Yeah, she thought it was going to be, you know, frolicking through meadows and mountains, and it was just, like, nothing's there. It's obliterated. It's...
Their powers muted.
Yes.
Cannot wield any powers.
And Lark's like, you idiot. Yeah. And I was like, well... a little bit, but now what do we do? So
well, yeah, but also, literally, Lark, you gave her no options.
Yeah.
What did you expect?
She's the worst.
She is the worst.
She's so
bitchy and unhelpful.
She is. That's perfect description. And she said it feels like there's like a second gravity. So
yes, it's like holding her down.
Yeah.
I just literally wrote the world she's in is crazy. Like the first description we got of it just felt.
I was kind of picturing like a Mars that's...
Kind of same, like a spacey.
Yeah, me too. Definitely
Yeah.
like super spacey, because I think it's night when they, like, she talks about it, I don't know, later or whatever.
Either
But
way, just like the way that ash is described, it feels like moon-esque.
Yeah, and she said something about the swirling colors.
Yes, in the sky. And that's the
Yes.
only reason that she didn't, like, know, that's the only reason why she knew she was in Skyshade, was because of the sky.
Anyway, so then we go back to Aro.
Yes.
And his friends are kind of like, the island needs you. Zed's like, take your heart out of it. And,
Yes.
And Calder, this is where he says, you know, we need her back. She is powerful. Like, let's be calm and whatever here.
Yeah.
It's like these two emotional peeps over here just...
Making bad decisions.
Everyone take a deep breath.
I did write down Zed saying the world is better off without Isla, which I honestly get.
And saying, like, I don't think maybe she doesn't want to be found.
Yeah, like
maybe
she did this by
freaking
herself
out.
and didn't tell anybody.
Yeah.
Maybe it's for a reason.
Yeah. So he's trying to think logically.
Which is fair because they don't have any skin in the game love-wise with her. So all of his friends being like, she might wreck this world if she comes back. Like, she has too much power.
It's like, dude, this bitch is toxic. Like, she just ridded herself of us. She saved us. She sacrificed.
Yeah.
We'll, like...
Let her leave on a good note.
We'll build a statue. It's good.
We'll put a bench with a plaque on it.
Yeah.
In memory of Isla.
Yeah.
And we'll be good.
Yeah.
We can put it on your beach.
Yeah. Like, move on. Whatever. I put Calder's my Foley and Loreth. I love
So
Calder.
true.
He's just so, like...
He's so upfront with it, and there's no drama there.
Like, I would date him. I'm skipping over the two drama queens, and I'm going to Calder, and I'll be
I
like,
mean, I
"Okay."
definitely would not. I don't think if I had to pick a side character, that makes sense. Honestly, though, I feel like Zed would be a good time.
That's true. See,
And then
well,
you can fly you around.
We don't have to fight. Then you take... Perfect. Maybe I kind of want Enya now. Anyways.
Which, that's also fair. Also fair.
If we're going down that road.
If we're opening this door.
anyways, so and this is where Aro basically is like, I'm gonna go to the ends of the universe to
Yeah.
save her. And all her friends are like, okay.
Going against her.
And they're freaking out because she only has days until she dies.
Yes, which, like, that feels crazy to me. It already feels like we spent weeks in this book to me.
Mm-hmm.
So, her impending death.
Which also, makes more sense too with the Zed thing. Like, dude, she's only got a few days to live. Like, she's already gonna die, and
Everybody
she just
on the
saved
island
us.
wants you too.
She just saved us. Like,
yeah. So let's let her be. I
so-
did write like Aro saying she was his eternal summer.
I know.
They're both just so desperately in love with her, and it's just it's very gut wrenching. Again, I am gonna be devastated when she makes a choice, no matter what I feel.
Yeah, and part of me
Because how does
like,
the other person move on, or are they not, or are they gonna be?
I'm ready to
dead?
get it wrapped up, but I'm also like, I'm really scared. Cause
I am too. I'm actually horrified, if we're being so completely honest. It's not as clear cut as Bella and Edward. No, Bella and Edward. Edward and Jacob. We knew who she was gonna be with. I was Team Edward,
I was Team Jacob,
which
but
is
I was
foul.
like, but we've talked. We're gonna get into that in I like soft things, and he was hot, and I was like,
I was
wow.
13.
Yeah, and he was like dating Taylor Swift, and it was like Taylor and
Oh, he
Taylor,
was
and
dating, and he did end up marrying a Taylor.
yes. So, anyways, so they find Cleo, and again, it's a more prophecy stuff. Isa will decide the fate of the world. There's gonna be a war between worlds to decide the fate of the universe, and it's gonna be called Crowntide.
That felt really cheesy to me.
That felt really.
Okay,
This is where
I'm
sometimes
glad
the
we're on
young
this-
adult,
yeah.
I'm like,
I'm glad we're on the same page when she said, "It's the war." I was like, "What the fuck?"
Crowntide. It's like wanted us to be like, and we're like, okay, we fucking know. Let's get on with it.
I wrote Cleo ... because that bitch is crazy.
Yeah, and then she tells him that Aro's father was searching for a mystery
Yes,
person.
yep. Okay, I wrote
And that's
down.
how it ends.
I
It's
wrote
like,
down a little quote thingy, so I gotta find
she
her.
goes, not what, who.
And you're like, oh my.
It's like the drama in this book
I
is out of
know.
control. I don't have anything else. That's all I wrote.
Okay, so at the bottom of it, it's like Cleo's going through like the prophecy, and playing footsie with me. Her saying this person would be marked by halves, half curse, half cure, half day, half darkness. The person would need to choose one side without losing themselves in the process. So, a half day, half darkness, Grim and Aro. I just thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, she spelled it all out. That's
Oh.
clearly her and them.
Yeah, I don't know. This chapter was cheesy as shit for me.
It was
so-
very, yeah, I agree. So then we move to Isla.
Yeah.
She's tied to a cart by these tunic people, which we find out
They
are
call them-
scavengers.
I was just gonna say scavengers, which I hate that term for a person. It feels really icky to me.
Really? I didn't
Yeah.
get the ick by that.
But also like a cart full of dead people.
Yeah, and just like things and whatever. I don't know. They're
Uh-huh.
basically scavenging this
Everything
decimated
and
world.
anything, yeah.
And then she makes a whole scene. She's trying to like get away. She finds the dead body. She's tired. She's miserable. She's trying to get her bearings basically in this world and figure out what the hell is going on.
Especially because she does not have power. Not that that's something she's not used to, but I think she expected when she went into this new world that her powers were going to be
But
even
these
more.
scavengers have power.
I know, which I thought was very interesting.
So she's again at a disadvantage. And Lark's bleeding out and still not helping.
No, she's worthless.
And non-stop smirking. Every time she goes, Lark smirked. I'm like, bitch, wipe that freaking smirk off.
What
your
are
face.
you smirking about, girl?
she-
You're just as tied up
Even
as
when her
Isla.
face is like
gone,
she's
in
smirking.
ribbons.
Yeah, I know, I hate that. She's smirking. So she just like knows stuff. Or
Okay.
I don't know, thinks it's funny.
This had me going, ugh. Like when those worm thingies came and attacked the scavengers.
Oh yeah, there's like things under the sand.
Yeah. drained it of all of its water and blood. So the way they described this body, folded, shrunken skin.
Yeah. And they talk
Ah!
about the eyes sunken
Being-
in, the liquid being drained
I
out
think
of
of
their
like
eyes.
a snake skin, just kind of.
Oh yeah. Yuck. Exoskeleton, is that what it's called?
No. An exoskeleton is what an ant has, and it means they basically have armor on the outside. So no.
I was never a science lady. Yeah,
Moving
so,
on.
and then she's seen these, she calls them illusions. She doesn't know if they're illusions, they're visions of what, like, the world basically once was. So,
That was very
there's
interesting to
mountains,
me.
there's
Yeah.
flowers, etc., running water. It's really
It's a
cool.
very picturesque
And it's
world.
like coming and going. And she's like, oh my gosh, am I just dehydrated or what's happening?
Fair.
But she basically comes to the conclusion that that's what the world used to look
Yeah,
like.
yep.
So yeah, I don't know. And then I have a quote. What do you have?
I don't have anything left for this one.
What? Oh my gosh, I have a lot.
Good. Keep chit-chatting it up.
Okay, so on 34, I thought it was very interesting when she's kind of talking in her head and she was wondering why everything was in ash and why the world had gotten destroyed. And she was saying, had Cronin done it out of love or hate?
That comes back later.
And she
so-
was talking about how Grimm would turn the world to ash for her.
So it runs in the genes.
Well, she's just saying, like, she's kind of seeing the parallel
Yeah,
there.
100%.
And then that leads her to think of Aro and their friendship and how it turned into love.
Yeah.
And
It's a lot more wholesome.
yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting that, because it's like, yes, Grimm would do that, but it's like, that's not what Isla wants.
know.
Like, and she's looking around going, holy crap, like, this could happen because of me.
100%. Aro is a lot softer. Not in like a bad way. Like he's still very
Yeah,
capable.
like I wouldn't
but
call
he's
him a
just,
teddy bear.
No,
like
he's a lot soft. His love is a lot softer than Grimm's is.
Mm-hmm.
But Aro also takes what Isla wants into consideration, where Grimm is just like, I can't do it without her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I just thought that was interesting how she's sort of reflecting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lark is just unfazed by these sand creatures, which
Being
is even
fucking
more
annoying.
Well, it's even more terrifying because then Isla's like, "Oh my gosh, she's not even fazed by these scary things. Like, what else is waiting for me in this world?" And then, boom, chapter ends.
Do you think that Lark isn't phased because she quite honestly cannot die?
Probably. I think she is also from this world, so she already knows. Like,
True. But it wasn't like this when she left.
did we know that?
I think so because Lark and Horace had been locked and buried away, and they assumed that Cronin had too. So I don't think that she knew that the world was like that now. Does that make sense?
When they're talking later in the dungeons, though, I think she says something about
Okay.
it. So we'll get
So
there.
then never mind me.
So then we jump to Aro.
Yep.
And they're looking for the Lost King.
Yeah, and my quick question on that was, so this Lost King, is he a Lost King of Sunling? Is he just a Lost King in general? Because he's not the ancestor. Which is kind of what I was thinking originally, because I forgot that him and Isla went and visited, how do you say it? Is it Horus?
I thought it was Horus.
Sure, we'll go with that.
But I think either way, Horus is good too.
They saw that he was dead. So I was just confused on who this was a missing king of.
Oh, me too, because we never got an answer.
Okay.
So I think we're just having to, I think it's going to come back later.
Okay.
But he has silver hair and stuff. Didn't they say?
Wouldn't that be
They said he
Starling?
looked like a, I thought they said he looked like a starling, but he has silver hair, yada yada.
Well, I guess a Starling King would have had to come along eventually, but he couldn't have helped create the world, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So maybe he's like an ancestor that's not like a top ancestor, like a lower level.
He's like a
ancestor.
B level, yeah.
It's like a B level celebrity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like everyone's like, You're
Like,
cool,
we, like,
but
know you, but, like, you're not that
you
important.
could be better, but...
Just to climbing the ladder.
But I agree. I was also
Okay.
needing more info on that. And Grimm is just impatient as hell.
Per usual.
Cleo's there. He's cranky.
What's new?
She's like, there's a map that'll show you how to get to him. And he's like, give me the freaking map or else I'll kill you. And she's like, you don't scare me. And we do this whole thing.
Back and forth.
And then I thought it was interesting how the map, he like smashed it against the wall.
I was like, taken aback for a quick second. I'm like, what are we doing? Oh my god.
Yeah.
But my first note is Aro being impressed by Grimm that he could just like essentially pull this out of his ass.
Yeah.
Smash it, rubbed the liquid that was in the compass on his fingers and portaled them to exactly where they needed to be.
Yeah, he wasn't like jealous or anything.
No.
Aro just is like, wow, damn, okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they're portaled to the place, by the map.
And they're in the middle of nowhere on this teeny tiny island essentially.
Yes.
This scene was crazy. These chapters are crazy.
I had a really fun time with the imagery in these chapters.
I did too.
I could really picture it super well in my mind.
Yes, it was so good. These chapters were so good.
Yeah.
I am like, the sea freaks me out like hard.
Mm-hmm.
So it felt like even more suspenseful for me because like they're down in the deep depths.
So cool. Cleo
cool.
literally cleaves the sea in
half.
Like, and the way they painted the picture of like a wall of water, and
Yes.
they're just looking down to basically nothing, but it's the miles and miles and miles below the surface
And I
to
feel
the
like
ground level.
that also gives us like, we already knew that Cleo was powerful, but it's giving a lot of insight into like, she stands up there with Grimm and Aro, I would say.
Yeah, for sure.
But I thought that was crazy. So then Aro and Grimm basically jump down there and they're using their powers to get down there, but their powers like cut out a decently high area, so then they just hit the ground. Aro's got some cracked ribs.
Yeah, it's negative.
It's a negative time.
And then they find out it's an ancient prison.
Which is so freaky deaky. Like these people are
I love that.
I know. The prisoners were like drowning, waking up. Drowning, waking up.
Horrible. For an eternity. Like,
And it also
they've
said
been
people
down there
and
forever.
beasts. I'm like, beasts?
Yeah, like they're scaled things, like
Yes.
just things from other
Yeah.
everything.
And them just, yeah, basically being like, this is an underwater prison. How long do you think they've been here? Which I would assume forever.
It's crazy that they just keep like coming alive, drowning,
Can
coming
you
alive,
imagine?
drowning. No, it's horrible.
Oh.
And then that's where they leave us.
Yeah.
And then we jump back to Isla.
Of course. It's like you're like finally getting into a chapter and like, la la la, next.
I know. Next up. So the scavengers are fighting. We have an arrow scene, like
Yeah.
more scavengers basically come in.
I
Or-
really liked the wielding sand. I thought that it was super cool.
Yeah.
I don't know where that would fall under, if they're broken into the same categories as like wildling, moonling, sunling, whatever. I didn't know if they're broken into the same categories in this world and where they would fall. But,
Like sandalines.
well, no.
Oh.
I don't know if there's like an earth kind of thing where
Oh,
like they
got
can.
you.
But I would, if I had to pick, I'd probably say wildling, being able to.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I just thought that was really cool.
I did too.
And then I wrote, this world is very confusing.
It's so confusing. And they basically like fight off these newcomers and get more
Yes.
water.
And then they like give it to Isla and Lark. And I was really confused about what the scavengers were going to do with them.
Yeah.
Because obviously water is very precious, so it feels crazy to me to be wasting it on people that you're maybe gonna kill. I don't know. I was very confused about what was going to happen with the scavengers and Lark and
Yeah.
Isla.
I didn't give it that much thought.
Well,
I thought that they were getting taken to Cronin, so
oh, okay, which is fair because
didn't
that's
think
kind of what
about it.
Isla thought too.
yeah. At this point, I'm getting really annoyed by the writing, and
Okay.
I don't know if this was in the first 3 books, and because I don't remember ever being bothered by
Yeah.
it, but she's constantly, and I don't know if this is a YA thing either, But she's writing these questions, like for example, on page 44. Did they all serve Cronin? Did they fear him? Could she try to make allies? Who would listen to her? And then, like, at the end, had Cronin turned this place to ruin after he'd returned? Or has this been why they fled in the first place? Why had the others taken Cronin with him? I'm kind of like, okay, like, as the reader, we are already asking these questions.
Yeah.
We don't need you to be like...
I got you. It just made, and it was like frustrating because then she's not vocalizing any of these, and we're not getting the answers on top of it. So what are we doing here? And
Did you notice that or pick up on it?
I didn't notice it, but sometimes the writing in this one is a touch rough for me, just because I feel like it can get very repetitive, and it's kind of reminding me the love triangle at least. I love all of the characters here, but I think that 4 books is too long to have not picked.
For sure.
And it was making me feel like, so we read the series, what's the witch one?
Heartless Hunter?
Heartless Hunters, and the second book, murder me. It was so annoying. Both of the characters were like, he could never love me. Him, she could never love me. The entire book.
Yeah.
And I was like,
just figure it out.
have one quick conversation and we'd be good.
Yeah, like,
But I do feel like that's a YA thing.
I'm kind of just, stop asking these interlogue questions. Like, we're already asking those questions. Like, as the reader, you don't need to guide us there, but I think that maybe it is a young adult thing.
I think it's a young adult thing because, again, young adults are like teenage. Oh, well, she said it, guys, not me.
I'm just kidding. I'm dumb too. I'm an old adult. I'm a mid-adult. What would you call 26? 20? Am I 26 or 27?
Yes, we're 26. No, you're 27.
No, I'm not.
I'm 26. You're 27.
Anywho.
I think it's a young adult thing because a lot of times the people that are reading this haven't read a ton. So maybe they aren't asking those questions. Maybe they're not used to.
Like they need to be guided there.
Maybe they didn't read 45 books in fantasy last year.
Okay, so I need to that just bothered me. I kind of felt redundant. Like, yes,
I think that's a you and I thing, but I think about it if this was your first fantasy series.
Well, and you know
might not be thinking about that stuff.
Like, I started really getting into reading last December, so basically...
After I begged her for years, guys.
Like, I read all the Twilights and, books when I was in, that era. But it's been a while, and so, like, jumping back into it. And, we read these books pretty early last year, so maybe I didn't notice it.
This is the first series that we read together.
Yeah, so maybe I didn't notice it last year.
Again, because you weren't used to reading fantasies, so them asking questions, you're like, oh yeah, I didn't think of that.
Yeah, it's a really
we're
good
like
point.
analyzing the littlest, teeniest details.
Yeah. Well, and I think on top of that too, it's just like it makes her seem. Did they fear him?
I know.
Did she try to make like
I know what
shut
you're
up
saying.
and like actually figure it out. Don't just sit
Maybe
here.
you should be dealing with your current situation and not worrying about things that aren't here yet.
So that was my mini tangent on that. I was curious what you thought there.
Yeah. My last note on this one was that Lark is scary.
Yeah. She's taunting her, going, "No plan, so young, so reckless."
Yeah.
Like, you literally are the worst. And it starts to rain. All the scavengers run.
Yeah, they are like, and they leave their cart, which, as a scavenger, I feel like is a big deal to leave your cart of goods.
Your cart of goods, yeah.
Even if it is mangled body parts.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the storm was wily.
And they start to slowly get their powers back, and then it ends with Lark sending the storm at Isla. She's like, "Mwahaha."
That's why I wrote.
Well, she did. She was kind of evil laugh and smirking at the end.
Well, she is evil, so any laugh that comes out of her is evil.
Yeah.
Fair.
Then we get back to Grimm, and we're back down to the ocean floor again.
Yes. The first imagery, a crab crawling through the decayed face of a prisoner.
Ugh. This gives me the heaves.
Oh, and then I feel like this has been being brought up a lot, and maybe not in this book necessarily, just in the entire series. All of the chains being made of shade-made metal, which makes it so you can't wield your powers. And that's why Grimm and Aro's powers stopped working, because there's so much down there that it like was almost like
sucking,
emanating like a barrier that your powers weren't working. Which also makes me like, do all of these prisoners and all of these creatures have magical powers?
I'd assume so.
I don't like it.
I know, it's horrible. And then they're all screaming.
Yes.
Because they can finally talk. And Grimm's like, will you just shut up? Like, you guys are so annoying.
Surprise, he's grumpy.
Yeah, he's annoyed. Yeah,
my next note is Grimm is kind of being annoying about Aro. He's like up Aro's ass.
That is so funny. I literally wrote this like the same thing.
It was getting to be too much. Like, I understand that you're pissed, but again, this is your fault.
Yeah.
It is your fault that he is here in this capacity.
It feels immature. Like,
it does.
Just fucking get over it. Like, and again, I think, yes, we've reiterated this, but the love triangle should have ended.
Should have been done last book.
It should have. And I wrote here, I'm having a bit of a hard time to the first 100 pages.
Yes.
I'm having a really hard time getting into it. And I think it was due to the point of view book because we're getting so much repetition from that book. Mm-hmm. Like in this scene, he's remembering how Aro visited him in the prison.
Yes.
And like, okay, we already got that. Like, we already got these. And I understand that it's a novella. You don't have to read it, so she has to put it in here for the people who didn't do that.
Yeah, 100%.
But it just got like, okay.
I know, I agree.
And then again, with them fighting. Okay, here we go again. Figure it out. And I understand, again, that has to get put into it.
Yes, I'm like, again, I'm here for it and I understand it, but it's the repetitiveness also made it really hard for me to get in. But I agree with you, it was the first 100 pages. The next 50, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere now.
First 100 pages were tough because I felt like a lot of recap, like a lot of them having animosity.
Them beating each other like fucking brainless when they have what they think literal days to save Isla. Mm-hmm. And that's both their number one concern, but hey, let me punch you quick. Like, it just, it was a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they're fighting side by side. Mm-hmm. There's so much unresolved animosity. They talk a lot about how they have a lot of conversation, at least here, which I think is necessary. And
I did appreciate the conversation because I feel like they're both starting to like lay their feelings out on the table to get a better understanding. Mm-hmm. Like when Aro asks Grimm, so I take it you've changed your stance on love.
Yes.
And he goes, I still think love is for fools, but she makes me not mind being one.
Yep.
And then Aro kind of being like, okay, we're getting somewhere. And then I also said, good for Aro calling him out. Being like, you made decisions for her. You hurt her so abundantly, and I had to sit there and watch.
Yeah, so 52 and 53, like, were huge on him. Just kind of, you took away her memories. Like, he's like, do you understand how agonizing it was? Where were you? Like,
yeah, and that's the thing. You could have prepped her, and he basically said that. You could have told her that this is what was going to happen, but you left her to stew in these memories, and also, like, the whole Nightbane book, she is thinking that Grimm is coming to, like, decimate them, and that's what those visions are.
So she's worried about others?
Yeah, and then finding out after having months and months and months of these visions that it was her that did these horrible things. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Ugh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that was good. I feel like that needed to be said.
Yes, I really appreciated it.
And then it sort of flips a little. Well, he's also kind of like, it must have been hard watching her fall in love with me.
Yeah,
like,
and he was being a little bit of a dick. But fair.
It was fair. And then it kind of flips, and Grimm's like, well, it really, like, he didn't say it this way. Yeah. But it hurt that you didn't believe me, that I said the curse.
I did write down, you were my only friend, and you didn't believe me.
Yeah.
Which I can also understand, like, again, we've talked about this. Or Grimm's upbringing, freaking horrible. Aro was the first person in his entire life where he actually had, like, mutual respect, because I don't think that Lila respected him. Mm-hmm. I think that was a relationship made out of necessity, where, like, this was a choice. Mm-hmm. So I can imagine Grimm, after this happens, being like, okay, well, fuck this world. Mm-hmm. There's no point to it for me outside of just doing whatever my duties are. Mm-hmm. So I get it. Mm-hmm. But again, I was like very appreciative of Aro calling him out.
Yeah. And I think that there's good points made on both sides, both
Yeah.
on 54 and 55. And then I feel like Oro did him really dirty about the father thing, though. On 56.
I wrote that
was
down.
bad.
But my other thing too was like Grimm saying it was as if you had been waiting the entire time for a reason to hate me.
Mm-hmm.
Which I can understand the hurt, and I did really appreciate Aro too coming back and being like, when Grimm was like, well, why are you doing this? Like, she's my wife.
Yeah.
And Oro being like, because I love her enough to want her back, even if it's not with me. Can you say the same?
Yeah.
Like, putting Grimm in check that, like, we're doing this because we want Isla to live. And Aro being like, I love her so much that I don't care who she picks. I just want to know that, like, she's alive and in this world.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes...
forcing him to put himself in other people's shoes. He never looks at other people's,
It's so true.
Perspective.
100%. He has no empathy for anybody. And that's, like, all Aro is an embodiment of empathy.
Yeah.
This chapter was really good. It was annoying at the start, but I really liked the conversations at the end that they were having.
Yeah, like let's talk. Let's not fight. Let's talk it out.
I also thought that like when Aro was like, you made her the monster you wanted her to be, so that the monster in you is not alone.
I know.
But then like Grimm's inner thoughts being like, I love her for all of her. You love her for the parts that you think are good.
Mm-hmm.
Was also kind of...
I don't know if I agree with that. Like, I'm kind of like, but she was like a broken shell of herself.
I'm not saying I disagree with you.
So
I just thought that was a very curious perspective.
I think so too, yeah. I thought that, like I said, both good points are made there. But I was kind of trying to think, like, is that true? Like, do you think that Aro really does only like the light parts of her? Like,
I think that Aro probably struggles with her darker parts. I can appreciate...
just being Nightshade, or like what's her darker parts, I guess.
Well, like the decimating a whole village out of love, or out of like for one person. I think that he doesn't like her Nightshade parts because he has so much animosity just for Nightshade in general. Mm-hmm. But I don't think that it's aggressive as Grimm is saying it is, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I think that there's a part of Aro that was like, well, if we could get rid of it, I would.
Yeah.
But it's nothing...
I guess I haven't, like, I can see it, but I haven't, like, really seen him show that.
Yeah. I got you. I don't think that it's super in check, if we're being honest. I think everything that Aro said to Grimm, very in line, very in check, outside of the siblings part. That was fucked up. That made me mad.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Especially because Grimm was like, I told you that in confidence. Like, I told you my deepest, darkest secret, and you're now using it against me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so shitty. I literally wrote down, like, and then when he was talking about, you want to be a father.
That boiled my blood. That made me mad.
Yeah, it was shitty.
But I also feel like, and it's like hard because I don't think it's fair, and I don't think that you should stoop down to levels, but I also feel like Aro has a little bit of a right.
He's put up with so much from Grimm. Like, Grimm has been going around treating everyone like shit.
Everybody. And it still happens later on, him treating people like shit.
Yes, so it's like, this is his one moment where he kind of like
lets loose almost.
But it was bad.
It was horrible. It felt... And I think it feels so bad because it's coming from Aro. If, like, it was vice versa and Grimm had said something, I would have almost expected it. Mm-hmm. But it felt, like, really icky coming from Aro. Mm-hmm. It's not here for it.
No, it's shitty.
Yeah.
And then the scorpion comes. Aro saves Grimm. They kind of make up. He's like, thank you. Whatever. And then the Lost King, is found. And then... Yeah, I just wrote that we needed to just get this chapter over. It was like, I want to get to the plot. Like, I'm glad we got this chapter over. They needed to have air these things. But I feel like we can move on.
Later on, it doesn't even feel like they had this conversation when we get to another chapter.
Yeah.
Anyways, so next chapter is Isla. So the storm starts. Raining creatures. Mm-hmm. That freaked me out. I did not like it.
What is it, winged beasts and like all these random
And what
things?
do you mean raining?
They're
Like,
coming out of the sky.
I know. I did not like it.
No, it was wild.
It was very scary
And
imagery.
then she calls them these knights. Like Lark and Isla start to fight, and then, raining creatures, and then these knights, like, come from the sky and they land.
And, okay, you haven't seen the Harry Potters before. There is such a vivid scene in the movies about knights, like stone knights doing that, and they, like, drop down on one knee holding their swords, and it's immediately what I picture.
Yes, because it says they like crouch down and they slowly like
and
came
they're
up.
huge.
Yeah.
And they have like these like sucking voids essentially. I don't know. These were freaky. This was like a really good chapter for me. This fighting scene felt so good and so fantasy. I loved it.
Yeah, I agree. And it was fun because we're finally getting like back into the plot here.
Like the reason we're here.
Yes.
Yes.
And they can't defeat these, like,
no.
She realizes, like,
there's no way.
I don't have power, Lark doesn't have power, we're effed.
And her saying that the soldiers were taking her soul and aura.
Yeah, she could feel her
like
aura getting pulled off.
Again, this comes back to a Harry Potter thing. You need to watch the Harry Potter.
I'll get on that. It's all my free time.
With all the free time we have running around now.
Yeah. Then she can be so smart. Like, she's looking up at the sky and she realizes that there's like a rip in the sky.
Yeah, and that she could see the same sky through it that's in Skyshade.
Yeah, so she knows it's with like almost a portal within the same world.
Yeah, it was like a portal.
So she takes a risk.
And she grabs Lark too, which I understand that she has to kill Lark to get the powers that she's searching for. And this is probably also why Lark's character is pissing me off so much, is like, Isla's actually taking care and forethought about her, even if she wants to kill her. And Lark is just annoying and useless in this entire...
So useless.
So they jump through the portal and they do end up in a different place in Skyshade. But they're in like a forest now.
Yeah, there's trees and it's kind of creepy because she sees someone and hears someone in there like running past.
Which I'm imagining someone like running behind. Oh, and hiding behind trees.
And it ends with her thinking, "Is that myself?"
Yes.
Like, she thinks it's herself, and then
which makes it not as scary. But at first I was like, "What is it?"
That's almost scarier. So at this point, who do you think that is? I was thinking it was her mom or like an ancestor from the past.
I had no idea. What I did assume that it was actually her. I just didn't know in like what kind of capacity, if it was something that like mimicked, or if it was like, because you know how like they talk about like different universes. There's like a different version of you. I didn't know if it was an evil version of Isla.
Ooh, evil
like
Isla.
An evil twin. Or something like that. So that's kind of where my mind went.
Okay. Yeah, so we don't find out for a little bit here. We go back to the Cranky Pants. Go back to Grimm. And they find the Lost King, and he's just chilling in a chair. And
he's like chained down heavy, and his eyes are milky. So my first thought is, I know, milky eyes. My first thought was, is he an oracle? Because I feel like they always describe oracles as having like milky eyes.
Yes. Milky eyes are the worst.
And then, so the guy wakes up, the king wakes up.
He says, "It's time, man."
Yeah.
I should get a paid actor job doing
You should start reading audiobooks. You would do such a good man voice.
It's time, then.
Can you imagine listening to an audiobook and the first time the male perspective comes up, that's what you hear? It's time. I'd be like,
that's
DNF.
a good...
We're done.
That's a good oracle. And he basically says, "I've seen everything.
Yes.
Like,
I've
three
lived
kings are
1,000
reunited
lives.
now.
Yes.
Like, whatever. More prophecy stuff. Like, future is split. There's a chance that he, meaning Cronin, still wins.
Yeah.
If I give you this item, this will help with that. But also, you need it to get to Isla.
And I'm not sure if I'm going to give it to you because since it's still split, I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. If it's going to help good or if it's going to help bad.
Yeah, and then we find out that Isla is Cronin's world key.
Yes.
From this man. And
I also thought that it was a very interesting point of view when Grimm said, What a strange thing, being so grateful for a man loving his wife.
Oh, yeah. When you
And I
talk
thought
about
that was
Aro.
an interesting perspective, and I thought maybe we were having some growth here, but we were not. So, anywho's it's.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like just a little bit and then come back in.
And then this Oracle, Lost King, he's not an Oracle, talking about how the island during the curses, when it was in those storms, was in a different universe.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was so interesting and
Same.
such a cool callback.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
It shifted the whole, like...
Perspective of it.
Yeah.
And that's why they couldn't find the island when the Centennial wasn't happening, which was so cool. It was so cool.
Yeah.
But also kind of really sad
Yeah.
for later chapters. But
yeah, so she's his world key because she has all 6 abilities and the diamond around her neck, and
Yes.
Grimm's feeling bad for putting infinite on her.
I know, and I could understand the thought process on why he did it, but this goes back to Grimm not thinking anything fully through. He doesn't think anything through.
I know, and I don't know how I feel about him putting the diamond on her. At one point, I understand, in another, I'm like, that just doesn't seem smart.
It's frustrating. Again, I just don't think that he thinks anything through. I think he finally fell in love and found someone to care about him, and then decided to throw all of his thinking out of the window. I don't know. It didn't make a whole lot of sense for him to put it around her neck. This is going back
But
to when
he
he
thought
gave
it would
it during
save her?
Yeah.
Like, he thought it would save her
Which,
life?
that's fair. He thought that it might be able to give her more power and create more life energy.
Yeah.
Which I could understand that thought process.
Yeah, so that's why it kind of makes sense, but then...
I don't...
Then why did he wipe her... Like, you know what I mean? And I think...
Well,
and Aro says that. Aro's
yeah.
like, why did you, like... There's other ways you could have went about whatever. Anyway.
Anywho. I don't have anything else for this chapter, do you?
Yes.
Okay.
So he basically said that Isla doomed... I don't know if this is the next chapter. Because I have page 68. But I feel like... Oh, wait. Sorry. I'm behind on my pages here. So on page 68, he's talking about this entire world was a prison once. Which I thought was really interesting. And he said, in this world exists one last key fated to unlock the entire universe. Yada, yada, yada. I don't know. He said it exists on a bridge between galaxies. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering if in the future, like, there's going to be another world that they go to and end up on.
Okay.
Or what? Because he basically said Lightlark's just like a little hop-between place.
They keep talking about their bridge in such depth that I'm feeling like they're going to use it, but then that would mean that Lightlark dies along with Aro. So I'm not sure.
Maybe that's how it ends. I don't know.
I guess we'll see.
What else did I have on here? Yeah, so basically Isla doomed the universe by leaving, but saved Lightlark. And then he's saying you have to break the history cycle.
Yes,
Visit.
And then he gives them these golden threads.
Yes,
is what
the threads of time.
The relic is. Yes.
Yes. And then on page 70, like you said, he wasn't going to give it to him, but then he searched Aro's face.
Yeah.
Do you remember that part?
Yeah.
He's like, it looks like literally like that, and they're like, okay. And then he's like, all right, I'll give it to you. Like, what the F did he see? Like, did he see something in the future? Like, did he see his, like, heart? Or, like...
I don't know. And Grimm being impatient as fuck while they're doing this.
Yeah, I don't know.
God.
And then I thought it was very interesting, because this, I feel like, comes back around later.
Yeah.
She becomes the villain of this world just as many times as she becomes its hero.
Which I feel like the last chapter that we
Yes.
read makes sense.
Makes sense.
Which
I
is-
went back and starred it because...
It's so crazy. It's so scary. What if this ends like that?
Like, that's what I'm thinking. So we'll get back. I started because I'm like, we need to come back to this now.
Which, again, this is when we're finally starting to get somewhere where the
Yes.
plot is finally plotting.
Like, I'm here for the plot.
Yes.
Like, I love, like, this stuff and, like, this actually felt like a helpful prophecy,
Yes.
not like a, it's
Soon
called
time will
Crown.
tell.
You said my voices are bad.
Well, I'm not trying to become an audiobook reader.
Well, I wasn't either. I just said maybe it's an option, but never mind. So then he gives him, the threads of times, and he says, so then he's asking him, like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like, and he says, I'm but a prisoner from another world, but I chose this sentence. And I was like, on purpose? Like,
Because that's crazy.
like, did you actually? Or
But that also kind of comes back.
that also comes back because, like,
We'll get there. Icky.
But
Don't
I-
do that movement.
don't let me forget to come back
Yes,
to this
we will,
because I
we
have
will.
a different thing. And then I was thinking the silver hair, maybe he's related to someone else we get introduced with silver hair later.
Oh, shit.
So remind me to come back to that as
That
well.
is so good. Oh, my goodness, Olivia.
So just
Honestly, get it. You're
Let
doing
me-
so good.
we just have to. I know I'm doing so good. No, I honestly just feel like we both pick up on really like good things, like
but very different.
things.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they barely make it back out.
Yeah.
Cleo collapses.
And
she
that,
does
that
hold
scene
it for
was
them though.
crazy. The sea like shaking on the sides and her like building these stairs. The visual in my mind was so good.
Same.
And them like climbing it, and they're honestly like being very helpful and very team orientated in this scene, which again feels good. It's how it should be. And then basically like helping each other get to the stairs, and that was a very fantasy scene, and I really liked it.
Yeah, I loved it. It was so good. And then we hop back to Isla.
Yes.
She's reliving these memories in this forest.
This chapter made me cry.
Same. This
Oh
is where
my goodness.
it really started to hit the
She's
feels here.
So young.
She's 8.
She's 8, and Tara is training her because again, Tara's been training her since the moment she can basically walk. And she's so mean, and she makes Isla feel like a failure in every single sense. And Isla is 8, and she's feeling like Tara made her feel like she did something wrong for being born. A little baby 8-year-old.
Yeah, and literally Tara beat the crap out of her unconscious just for asking, where is my mom? Where is my dad?
And Isla basically saying like she just keeps asking this because she thinks that the answer is going to change. And that's such an 8-year-old thing. And it just like broke my heart that her getting like abused was because she was asking
And I'm
questions.
like, why? Like,
Well,
that did not need to happen.
no.
Like,
You can train and be realistic and care for somebody. Tara is like a black hole.
I can't
I hope
remember.
she
Did
dies.
she die? Because I know that she was in prison at
I don't
Nightshade.
think she
her
was.
And Poppy.
I'm like
what
about
happened
halfway
there?
through, and she's still alive. Her and Poppy are still alive. I don't
Yeah.
think that Tara died,
Okay.
but we'll reconvene next week.
I'm gonna kill her myself.
Honestly, same. And then after this, she beats her to a fucking pulp. And is this a chapter where Poppy, like, she pushed the forest in on her, or that's later?
Later.
Okay.
Next
but,
one.
So then she brings her back to her room, and she curls up in the closet with all of the things that she found of her mom's in her room, and she falls asleep holding her comb.
Yeah, or like wasn't it her paintbrush?
Her paintbrush and this little doll, and
And it was like, she's
Oh.
8, she's never let out of her room, and these are like the things she's collected in her like 8 years.
and she's literally 8 and she can't cry.
I know, it's so sad. It is, it's so sad.
It was
'cause she's just
so
like so desperate to have part of her parents.
Yes, and like all she wants is someone to love her, and Tara.
Yeah. It's horrible.
Oh.
It gets worse.
It gets the next chapter.
This
I
one
was
wasn't so bad for me. The next one of her
I
memories
was like,
got me.
I was like sobbing at that chapter.
So sad.
Oh.
So then we
So now
hop
we're
back to Aro. I loved this quote.
I know.
This
This
quote.
scene was so good.
And on page 80, Grimm's snarling, like, that king was fucking useless.
Yes.
Da 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 da. And he, like, Aro's just calm. And because Aro or Grimm was saying, you think I give a fuck about the universe? I care about my wife. The world can fall to pieces in the meantime. And I loved this quote. And this is why I am like Team Aro for the most part, because he says, my love is not lesser because I care about this world.
Yeah.
Like,
I agree.
get a fucking grip. You're being so immature. Like, to me, that's not like love.
No, it's not. It's selfishness.
Yes, like that's not love. Like, she cares about her friends, like her people, her
Yeah.
world, and like you should care about that because your partner cares
You're
about
willing
that.
to kill thousands and thousands and thousands of people when Isla is devastated over taking out not that this is less than taking out that village, and I don't know how many people were there, probably hundreds. Can you imagine killing off an entire universe for her, and the guilt that she would feel from that?
Well, that, and then I'm like, okay, let's look at this realistically.
Yeah.
What's your like quality of life? Like, you don't have your cute little pet dragon, you don't have your panther, like you're just gonna live in this ash world and like
Yeah.
just be together, and then you'll be fine. Like,
And like that's
just
not what she
so-
wants at all. And it's him making decisions for her again, without consideration.
And also just him not thinking
no.
at all. Like, Aro is just, get a fucking grip. Grimm, to me, is just throwing a fit.
He is. He is throwing a big hissy.
Like, that's not helping.
No.
I don't know, I'm having a hard time with Grimm.
No, I agree. I think that he gets better and he starts to actually taking in like the correct perspectives. But in this first chunk, I was like, shut up. Shut up. Quit rushing people. Because then they decide that they have to go to this sky world, this place where all the storms are. And they talk about how Azul's husband was taken by the storm. So they have to go talk to Azul to get a piece of him so Grimm can portal them there. And, like, I was getting so pissed because, like, Grimm's the only one that vocalized it, but Grimm said that he could feel that Aro felt the same way. Them, like, being like, well, Azul better not take his sweet time talking to his husband. His dead husband.
But Grimm's a total weenie.
But, okay, the scene where they walk into the Skylearning place and they both burst. All of these people are flying away when they see Grimm. They said, I'm not here today. It's a Monday.
Yeah.
I just came to do some paperwork.
Yeah.
They all leave and they burst in this room and Azul's like,
Ugh. I love Azul.
I literally wrote, I love Azul.
He's the best.
He's so good. And he's like, okay, let's go into a different room.
Yeah, they're like, he looks tired.
Yeah,
He looks just like not wanting to deal with it at all. He's like, this can't be good.
But then he does agree because he gets to see his husband and he gives them a ring that his husband had so they can get portaled to this storm world.
Yeah, and then that's how it is
Yeah.
take me to my husband, and then we go back to Isla in the most
No, I'm
devastating...
gonna cry again.
This is the devastating chapter. Well, and we start out, so Lark won't give a lick of info to her. Like, Isla's like, you've been to this world, like, you know where we're at. We're in this memory forest.
Yeah.
Can you please, like, give me something? Like, can we alliance for now? Like, we're still enemies. Enemies.
Enemies.
It's like Nemo.
This is what I was thinking too. Anemones.
It's just so annoying.
It was
then
super annoying.
she gets thrust into this horrible memory again.
And I thought that before we jump into the sobbing part, I thought that it was very interesting though that Lark was like defending her body while she was in these memories, because Lark's talking about how much she hates Isla and how much she wants her dead if she could. Like, I don't understand why she's protecting her body when she's in these memories. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's very whiplashy for me.
I guess I didn't take that as she really was protecting it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she woke up from this memory and Lark was fending off that lady, but I felt like it was for herself. I don't think that, because they never said like, oh, Lark was protecting me, but they never said
goes, like,
she wasn't.
nice of you to wake up to like help me.
Yeah.
So like, I don't know.
So like we can like assume that, but we don't know how.
And
like,
maybe it's because
long
Lark
it
knows
was.
that she's also gonna black out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like
I just
a
thought that
tit
was
for tat
interesting.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we jump into another horrible memory. Isla is 15, 16? Ages
Don't-
matter, guys.
Don't ask me.
Okay, she's in her teens, her middle teens, and of course, her and Tara are dueling again.
I didn't think it was teens. I thought it was like she was 8 still.
I don't think so.
I
What-
thought because it said
Do you have
she
any
had a
page
hard
numbers down?
time. She had a hard time remembering if it was the same memory or how much time had passed.
Okay.
So I took that as she was still like in the like younger, like
Which is
in that
fair.
same
I
age.
got you. It doesn't matter that much. Either way, they're dueling again. Tara's beating the shit out of her, and
Oops,
oops,
it's fine.
and she's getting distracted because she wants to like ask these questions about things, and she's thinking about other things, and she's thinking about the Centennial, and Tara gets some like blows in on her, and she starts asking questions about the Centennial too, of like, well, I can do it, and then Tara starts to use her powers on her, and Tara's basically like, you don't understand how fucked you are, essentially, because the Centennial is all about power and you don't have any, and Isla is laying on the floor, cut all over from Tara's swords, as the forest is pushing down on top of her.
Oh, so when she wakes up, so I took this as the same memory because she got knocked out at the end.
Oh,
and then
they
I took
said-
it as the same memory because she said, I don't know how much time had passed, maybe days, maybe hours. And then she woke up, and then Tara went, nice of you to, or like, whatever, wake up, and then punished her.
But then she got brought back and fell asleep in the closet with her things.
Oh, okay.
So then now this
So
is
this
a
is
new
separate
memory.
time.
This is separate time.
Okay, so maybe she is a little bit older. I don't know.
Either way, so she's beat to shit, laying on the floor, and she passes out, and then she wakes up to Poppy and Tara talking, and like this was like
They know.
it's not that redeeming for Poppy because she still let it go on, but Poppy being like, you're being cruel.
Yeah, no, I feel like Tara's way worse.
Tara is way worse, but Poppy didn't stop it.
Yeah, like she played a part.
Yeah.
For sure.
And so then Tara basically talks about how she's worthless and that she's not her mother, and that's the problem.
Or like she is like her mother. I
No,
thought
she
it
said
was
that
like-
she's not like her mother because her mom was powerful and like
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. I read that differently. But either way, it was horrible. This absolutely crushed me. They just bullied the shit out of her.
yeah, and she feels worthless yet again.
Yeah. And then she... Wait.
She wakes up in her room.
Yeah, and she looks... Wait, when did they take away her things?
This one.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
they're-
yeah.
they're-
So Tara almost killed her.
Yes.
And then, just like she finds her mother's 3 objects and destroys them.
And she's like begging Tara. She's like, no, please. And then she turns them to ash. And then after Tara leaves, she gets down on her hands and knees and is like gripping this ash.
Yeah.
Sobbing.
She's trying to like claw her way out of the room. Like she's like
Yes.
done. She doesn't want to be there.
No. I was like, when Tara was holding them,
I know.
I was like, no.
Yeah, and she just going, this is your problem.
This is why you're
weak. Yeah.
Oh, and then that's when she finds a star stick because she's clawing at the floor.
And then this is where it kind of got confusing because it said she looked through a keyhole
Yeah.
into another world.
Yeah, and she
And
was
she's-
staring at mountains.
Yeah, and she stared at that for a while to like make her feel better.
Yeah, so I think it's like her finally realizing that there's like an outside.
Yeah.
Of
So was
it.
that world? I'm wondering if that world is Skyshade.
Oh, and maybe that's why she was having those visions, and like because she's seen it before.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Maybe it is.
Because she
But
said
let her
into another world when she have said, like, I got to see the outside of Lightlark,
Yeah.
or like I got to see a glimpse of
Okay.
Lightlark on the outside,
I
or something.
was thinking maybe that they were the mountains by the Winter Palace for
Okay.
Grimm.
Yeah.
But that's
Well,
not a bad
I
guess.
just thought it was interesting that she said like I got a glimpse through a keyhole into another world, and there was another point. I think when she's getting those illusions, she said it reminded me of looking through a keyhole. Do you remember when she said that?
Yeah, I guess, and maybe this is gonna come back. My only question is the portal stick, the star stick, is made with Grimm's power, and Grimm can't portal to other worlds. So why would his star stick be able to do that? But maybe the star stick is how they get to Isla.
Yeah, I don't know.
So that's the only thought process there. But I think that that's a good mark because
Just the way
she's
it
having those
worded.
flashbacks too when she's there. So that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. I did not think that. But yeah, this chapter probably made me cry the most.
It was really sad.
It was really rough.
I think I had a worse time on one of the next ones.
Okay, okay.
She wakes up to Lark battling the Beast Woman.
Yes, and
That's
saying,
when she says,
yeah,
like, nice of you to wake up.
nice of
or
you to
whatever.
wake up. They're running through the trees together because there's creatures coming out of the trees, like scary witch, bushy women.
It says, bushy woman. It says army of women came after them. And then, I don't know if you took stock of this note, but it says, girl in back of the group with green eyes, dark hair, and freckles. She literally made that comment.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would she say that? And like, who is that? She's describing someone that looks exactly like her.
I think it's because she was about to go into another memory, and that's because she was dragging Lark around because Lark is in a memory, and she's like freaking out because she's like, I cannot go into a memory right now or we're gonna die. So I think she was gonna get pulled back into another memory. That was my thought when she talked about the girl she saw.
And then after that, she goes, and the women reminded her of ... and that
Nothing.
was it.
I know.
Like, and then it goes into, like, it continues with the scene, and then she gets swept into another memory, but she doesn't actually get swept into another memory. But I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
I know.
What does a woman remind her of?
I don't know. I'm
Did
sure it'll come back.
Did you catch on to that,
I
though?
didn't catch on to it. I think I was like so like in the fighting scene that I didn't catch on to that, but that's a good thing to point out.
So I'm like, is this something that's happening because the forest is only in the past, or is that maybe in the future? I don't know. Maybe it's her and she's, I don't know. Just, I don't know.
Interesting.
Something's going on there.
Yeah, 100%.
So we'll see what happens there, and then we get back to Grimm again.
I was pissed off because Grimm was rushing Azul. And it made me really, really mad because it was so unfair. But Grimm does say, too, that, like, he checks himself and he goes, I get it. I don't feel bad about rushing him, but if it was me, I would also be taking my time.
Yeah, I put he's being selfish again.
Yeah, of course.
He's snapping. Don't take long. I'm
I
like,
know.
Just shush.
Gonna
Calm down.
choke you out.
Um,
Grimm's dad shows up.
yeah, so they kind of, yeah.
They all have their own experiences with
Yes.
people in this. So Grimm's dad shows up, and I thought that it was so interesting that Grimm didn't even have, like, he just felt his presence and he knew who it was. So
Yeah.
Grimm's dad asks him if he ever claimed it. He doesn't specify what it is, but they know it's the infinity diamond. And Grimm's dad feels pride. I thought that was really interesting that this is the first time he's felt any emotions. And that Grimm's felt.
Towards him. Yeah, and Grimm kind of takes the high road, just tells him nothing, and he chooses that over revenge. Like, he's like, I'm just done caring.
Yeah, and like
I appreciate that.
Grimm saying that Isla brings light for him. So again, like, I'm understanding like the franticness, but again,
Yeah, and I think that was good. He said he could have easily been like, yeah, I gave it to Isla, and
I have
that
a
would have
wife.
that would have been a perfect revenge. But
Yeah.
he's like, I'm just gonna leave him in the past where he belongs. I made a comment before his dad shows up. It said, apparently honesty made him a villain. That's what Grimm's inner
I know.
monologue is, and I'm like, just shut up. It's not that. Like,
You're playing the victim, and
yes,
you're not.
yes. I'm like, nobody thinks that you're.
You can be honest and not be a dick.
Yes, and I literally said, it's your approach, it's your tone. It's not like you being honest, so just shut up. Like,
Aro is honest about everything.
He's so immature. Like, apparently honesty makes me a villain. I'm just like, you sound so whiny right now.
Seriously?
Just stop it. And then we get to Aro, and he obviously gets his visit from his brother, Egan.
Oh, and like, it felt so good. And him talking about how he forgot his voice. And just like and him wanting to hug him, but he's like, I don't want the disappointment of like not being able to actually touch him. Oh, so good.
Yeah, and they talk, whatever. They have a nice little visit, and then he says, I don't have any advice for you, but I will say that sometimes you have to lose something to gain everything.
Yes, and I thought that it was really interesting when Violet showed up.
Yeah,
And they were talking about how they didn't know that Aurora did this.
Yeah.
And that she was talking about how she hoped that she survived because she wasn't in this world, because she was so powerful. And Aro making the comment of, I don't understand how you could betray a friend so wholly but still love her so much. Which I just thought was very curious. And then this like just really moved me, the fact that they're choosing to stay in this place. Shreds of their souls had stayed there in this cursed place just for the chance of seeing each other again. And then like
for moments at a time. Like not even, they don't even get to be together. Like it's just here and there.
It was literally like they get to see each other in these spurts of moments. Because what? Aro said that this was like a 5-minute span and then they like dissipated into smoke. 5 minutes for 550 years every once in a while with the person that you love. Oh, this scene was like very much like moving to me.
I didn't know how I felt. I feel very torn on like literally 50-50 on how Aro didn't tell them or didn't tell Violet about Aurora.
I think
he chooses to omit it.
Yeah.
And part of me is like, I would have just fucking told her because she's sitting here going, I miss her. Like, I feel bad. And I'm like, bitch, you don't even feel bad because... But then I think that if he would have told her, she still would have felt bad just in a different way.
I think that there would have been guilt about these curses being spun that killed so many people because they were in love.
Yeah.
I think that that was why he chose not to tell. And I didn't feel conflicted about it because I'd rather she felt bad about
cheating or like
cheating over
and betraying her friend, like she's feeling like all this guilt about like her friend. Like,
what do you think's the heavier guilt though, that or because I did this, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people died and lived in these horrible curses for 550 years?
But Aurora did that, like Violet didn't.
I know, but it was like, because of Violet's actions.
She'll feel guilt about that, but like either way she's feeling like guilt.
I get what you're saying.
Like Aurora, like
I get what you're saying.
Like Violet didn't do that. Like at least like
I know. Okay. I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean? Like I would have just told her. Like she's sitting here missing her friend, feeling horrible. Like your friend's a fucking bitch. She's the one who killed all these people,
and she was still alive. Especially, I guess.
Like I would have been like, don't waste your time missing her. Like she sucks.
You're good.
So I was kind of like,
okay. I guess I do see that perspective. I just thought that the other guilt might weigh heavier. But also, I don't know Violet as a person, and I don't know what her priorities are.
I don't know. It was just, I could see both sides, but I was kind of like, when she went, like, I miss her. I'm like, just don't waste your time.
She's quite literally the worst.
Yeah.
I got you.
So, but yeah, whatever. Anyways, yeah, they stay in the world together for their little moments. Yeah. So cute. And then we go back to Isla.
Yeah. So, she's talking to Lark at this point. No, she's talking to the silver-haired lady. So
Silver-haired lady.
Yes.
This chapter was emotional for me because...
Okay. Which is fair. This was a good chapter.
She fully, like, she lets, like, once all of her guards are let down, she trusts this lady, and then when she just is breaking down and, like,
she, like,
sobbing, and the woman holds her, and she's, like...
Is this what it feels basically to have a mom?
When she went, when she was going, I don't want to keep going. The road has been so hard already.
Yes, I know. It felt very Throne of Glass.
Yes, 100%. I was thinking the same thing.
I know, and like, see, I'm getting chills now because I'm thinking about like that storyline and this one. Like, it makes sense. Like, and it feels very realistic. That, like, a person is having doubts and they're struggling.
I said, it's so real, and I feel so bad for her. And I kind of jumped ahead, but basically what happens is she gets paused in time, and she just knows to trust this lady.
Yeah.
Like, the silver lady's like, we don't have a lot of time. Like, the forest lets people in that need to remember. The forest never forgets.
Yes.
And then she kind of says, you can fix your future. Like, this silver pool shows her everything, like, all of her memories. And that's when Isla just starts sobbing, because she's like, I was just a child. Like,
yes, I literally, like the quote, just a child who was alone and wanted to be loved. And then her realizing, like, all of that pain that she had felt for Grimm in his childhood and realizing they were not that different.
No, and she said it was just as barbaric as Grimm's.
Yes, like, and like it was.
It was.
I wouldn't have been surprised if Isla had other siblings if Taro would have made them fight to the death. So I agree with you that this chapter was very, and like, I don't think that Isla has ever felt a maternal love. So her just being able to sob in this woman's arms and her believing in her so fully. And I also thought it was really curious that the silver-haired lady said, your prophecy is older than you can imagine.
I know. She like drops a whole bunch of little bombs in here.
Yeah, and then like at the end, so she's basically telling Isla that she has to be brave and that she has to do this. And she says, fate will fear you. And that just felt like really like
empowering.
Yes.
Yeah, and when she was saying kind of like trying to turn her perspective and being like, yes, look at all these horrible things, but look at all the times you were brave.
Yes.
And like look at how you like strong you are now. And she says like it's only gonna get harder, but you will like now have the strength and you can do it. Like she's like,
you got it, girl.
Get after it and like remember, don't forget to like.
Yes, and her basically telling Isla that she can always come back to this pool and look at all the parts where she was brave. This pool is always
definitely gonna need to come back.
And
after
then
what's happening.
Isla says, "What am I supposed to do? I don't have much time left." And she has her drink from the pool, and it gives her more life force.
Yes.
Which kind of goes back to the start when we were talking about she quite literally has like 2-3 days left to live. And then
she gets a little bit more time.
This is going back to the love triangle. The silver-haired lady says, night always turns to day.
I saw that.
And that felt very imminent of the love triangle. So, I don't know. I'm feeling very curious. But then at the end of this chapter, the silver-haired lady starts to rush. And she's like, he's coming.
Yeah.
Which is such a scary sentence.
Oh my god, I'm like, he's coming! He's coming! I'm panicking.
Like, he's going to show up in my living room.
I know, I'm like, ah! It is, like, it was just so, like, ominous.
Especially because they had, like, this just sweet moment. All of a sudden, she's like, he's coming, and you're like, where?
I know, what? I'm like, wait, I'm not over this.
And she basically just reminds her to be brave and safe, and that she basically has to run. And she does not get very far.
No. And this is where, okay, so now we can go back. I felt like the silver lady, the hair and whatever was maybe related to the silver man.
The last king, yeah.
Of some sort. Like,
because this,
especially
the
with
silver-haired lady is giving Starling to me. But I feel like she's something wholly different. I don't think that she's, but that's where my first thoughts went. But I would be curious. I mean, it makes sense.
Because they both kind of have prophecy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's something there.
Okay.
Maybe. I just really want to know who this Lost King is. Like, I just hyper fixate on, like, I'm still not over the cloaked person from Brimstone. Like, I need to know who these mystery people are.
Just laying in bed at night, just scrolling through a mind of all.
Silver Lady, things are happening.
Yeah.
The woman gives her more time, a chance to save herself. Yada, yada, yada. Cronin shows up.
Yes.
He looks exactly like Grimm. Which we hate that.
Yeah. I can't imagine. Can you imagine having, like, sexual thoughts or feelings about that? No, I'm being so real. She's attracted to Grimm. Can you imagine having, like, sexual tension with the guy you're supposed to kill because you're like, he kind of looks like a daddy version of my husband.
I know. That's why I'm glad this is YA.
Yeah.
Because
it would get dirty fast.
Okay, let's move on to the next chapter.
Okay, yeah.
So, we go back to Grimm.
Yeah.
He's all anxious. We find out that the Silver Lady is the Oracle's mother.
Yeah. So
Oracle's mother.
Azul talks to his husband and actually gets, like, a lot of really good information, which felt so nice that all these connections that we're making are very direct, and it's being very direct throughout the entire book. We're not having to wait for stuff. So he talks about how the Silver Lady was the Oracle's mom, correct? Okay.
Yes, and they basically was drowned in this ancient pool, and then the water from her lungs or whatever was
Yeah.
used to create pools and all throughout, and they were used as portals.
Okay, and my other thought processes here is so they drained this lady's lungs. How is she not dead? How is she still alive?
I don't know, because I think she's just like from the other world.
Okay, well, I guess Lark can regenerate from being turned to shreds, so what's the difference? Okay. So they're talking about it. I thought that the water portals were very Quicksilver-esque.
Oh, okay, finally I found it. Yes. Yes, they were.
Yeah.
Yes. What else was I gonna say? Yeah, so he doesn't know if his husband can make it work, but they're gonna try to use this as a portal to get to her.
Yeah, so they get to this beach and talking about how they have to wait for the tide to come in, or was it out?
I don't know.
I think, let's go out.
High tide.
High tide. And Grimm
tide.
tells Oro, make it high tide. And Oro goes, what am I, the moon?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
He's never sassy.
No, he never has wit, so
Never has wit.
so that's good. They're fighting again.
What's
and
freaking new?
just love how Azul's just standing by, and I said I can heavily relate to Azul in this
Yes.
section because he just sits down and is over it, just like we are as viewers.
It's like, this is dumb. I just saw my dead husband. I'm not doing well. I'm gonna sit on this rock and watch you two idiots fight.
Yeah, and Grimm was kind of taunting.
Yes. Which was
Azul.
so annoying.
Yeah.
There was no point to that. And Azul just being like,
So
I'm
immature.
the king of Lightlark, doesn't need any help.
Yeah.
Like, so real.
Yeah. I'm just gonna sit here and whatever. And
Be
then
in my feels.
they both stop because their
bond gets severed. Which I was, like, very thrown off by this. I didn't know if it was because she had gone into the pool with the, like, I want to call her the Quicksilver Lady now. She's not. Just the Silver Lady.
Don't blend the books, Sam.
The books. So I just thought that that was very interesting. That's where I thought it came from because time kind of stopped in that world. So it almost feels like Isla's not a part of that world for a minute. But I guess they are across universes. So why would that change feeling the bond?
Yeah, I didn't know what happened there, but I was just whatever. I don't know. Ties were severed. Next, we get 19, Oro. He's trying to pull Grimm out of his panic, and he's just slapping the shit out of him.
Yeah. Because, like, Grimm is freaking out. He's basically being like, my heart is gone. I don't know what's going on. And Aro's being, like, very matter of fact of, Grimm, you would be dead if she was dead. Because they're connected. Like, their life forces are connected, and he's very right. And I guess I didn't think of that immediately, which is crazy, because it's, like, the whole plot of the book. So, I don't know. I just thought that was very interesting.
Yeah, and then he changes the tides or whatever, and he kind of says his love for her through this bond.
Yeah, and I thought that that was weird. Like, I didn't know that this bond was something that you could, like, send things down.
Yeah, it felt very Akatar.
I agree.
Like, what's happening there?
I also, like, appreciated Aro, like, kind of not voicing, because he wasn't saying these things out loud, but just kind of, like, thinking about how his love for Isla is. That, like, she was the first sign of spring after a long winter. Just talking about, like, how hard his heart was. Which is, like, so fair, because he had so many horrible things happen to him in a span of, what, 50 years?
Yeah. Yeah, and then the portal doesn't work, and they're, like, praying that it'll work, and it's just not happening.
Yeah, and at that point, Grimm is basically like, I'm going back to Nightshade, I'm gonna see what I can find, and I'll come back when I find something, and he just disappears.
Yeah, and then we switch back to Isla.
Yes.
Cronin comes.
Very scary.
Yes, he destroys Lark to ribbons, and she's, like, raging at him.
Yeah,
like,
and
she's coming at him.
And
pissed.
it's like, it's giving there's history.
Yeah.
Because Isla is thinking to herself, she's like, why is she so mad?
Yes. Yeah, I know.
because
and
she's,
that was weird to me too,
I
because
agree.
we just need way more backstory on that.
I also feel like Lark is so like cool, calm, and collected a lot of the time. Very like methodical, very evil, but she never loses
good
her
point.
cool.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting to see her like.
Go crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then her just getting turned to ribbons, and then like she starts getting stitched back together.
Yeah, 'cause
immediately.
Isa was freaking out. She's like, "Oh my gosh, I just lost my chance to like kill Lark and gain her abilities. What am I gonna do?" Because her whole point of going to this land was to be able to raise the dead. That was the whole point of this. So,
yeah, and then he says, "World Key, you've brought yourself to me," and then go, oh. End
He's
scene.
freaky.
Yeah.
I have very, very bad feelings about him.
Yeah.
But also, I want to know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Is he a silver fox of Grimm?
No. He said his hair's a little bit shorter.
I'm quite literally picturing like a daddy version of Grimm.
I'm picturing Grim, but with shorter hair and more menacing.
So no, not on the same page.
No.
So the next chapter is still Isla after Corin has like taken her from the forest.
Yeah, so I wrote at the top of this when they were introducing kind of where she's at, it was saying she awoke on the floor of the center of a circular room. The ceiling was domed and made of glass, revealing a swirling galaxy, stars and planets intertwined, yada yada, in the shape of a crown. And it was as if they'd been forced there, taken and tied together. So I was just wondering, since he is a void, I don't know, I just feel like there's something more there to that.
Yeah, I wrote down that like, so he destroyed planets to consume their energy. And I feel like the way that she was describing it was almost like constellations. So part of me is like, did he like take the power from these planets and almost like turn them, because you know how she has that storm orb? Is it something like that where like the power is condensed in an orb to like form this crown, and it's like funneling all this power to him? Like that's my thought process there. So I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's very concerning. Yeah, he wants to control her since the diamond is still quote unquote fighting him.
Yes, and we were like talking about how if it was sentient or if there was a jewel keeper.
Jewel keeper. I like that.
And I think that it's like a sentient being now.
Yeah.
Because it's still fighting him. It's still like
That's true.
saying that you don't have the right thought process here to wield me.
Yeah, and he says, I can shape your mind to whatever I need. It's so icky.
Yeah, and like that is also kind of going back to the diamond. Do we think that he can use the diamond if he doesn't have the right intentions, if it's still fighting him? Or do you think that like it's unlocked with Isla, and if he uses Isla, then she can do whatever she wants?
Yeah, and if she does change into kind of a villain, will the diamond still accept? Like, how does that work?
I don't know, because Grimm couldn't take it unless he had the correct intentions. Do you think it would kill her?
I don't know.
Or curse her, because it cursed Grimm's dad.
Yeah, it has a cursing abilities.
Yeah.
I don't, but she can't
But she's
be
a breaker of...
cursed.
You're right. Maybe that's the loophole if she's evil, is that she can't be cursed.
So that could be bad.
That could be very bad.
And then he's saying, every lock has a key, anything can be broken, I'm gonna break you. She puts all of her mind walls up, which is very cool.
I thought that, and it was just so impressive because she's doing this all of her like own strength. She does not have her magic. So her being able to like throw up this barrier and basically be like, you're not getting in. Like I've been through so much that there's not a chance of me letting you just do this to me.
Yeah. And then she breaks her ties with Aro and Grimm. And I liked that. I put here, loving the timeline of events in both worlds. Like, I like that they're both lining up. We talked about this before, but it's just nice that we're getting some answers.
I agree, and I felt like we kind of been talking about this, how other MFCs, I feel like, just sometimes get, like, lost in the sauce, essentially, and aren't using, like, their forethought. But she's being so smart about cutting these ties because she doesn't want these people to be used against her. She's actively trying to prep herself as much as she can for the worst to come because she's very aware that like she's not going to be able to keep this up forever.
Yeah.
So I just really appreciated that.
Yeah, I think she's being as smart as she can.
I 100% agree.
Yeah. So, anyways, then 22, Aro apologizes, and which is great, and Grim is not sorry.
No, he's not. I really appreciate Aro being straight up about like I should have believed you when we were friends, and I'm sorry that I didn't.
Well, and it's kind of nice that like in the last when they were in the ocean or whatever, and Grim tells him like, "Hey, that really hurt," and it's nice that later on he comes back around and says, "Hey, I'm sorry." Like,
and like basically immediately
Yeah.
says that I'm sorry.
yeah,
And the fact that he's like also growing as not Grim, Aro growing as a person, not that he needs a lot of growth in the sense of like that was a wrongdoing on my end and you didn't deserve it, even though I like hate you.
yeah,
Yeah, and then Grim apologizes, but of course with Aro's flair, he's like, "You don't mean that.
No.
Don't say that you are sorry." And it's really funny to me because was it this chapter where Grim's like, I knew what his flair was, or was that pretty close? That was closer to the start.
I think it was closer. Yeah.
So Grim
the first three
knows.
chapters.
So
Yeah,
why
I
are
know.
you even lying?
I know he's just.
He's too much.
Yeah. So then we move on to Aro, and I love the scene,
It's
the way
so good.
the sunlings are walking right past him, and I can just picture it so clear in my mind. Like, it literally felt like a movie playing out in my head.
Yes, and he's like kind of getting outraged because he's like, "Why are you coming into my throne room unannounced?"
Yes.
For him to only realize, because he's playing with the threads at this point.
Yes.
He's pacing around, waiting for Grim to come back, like trying to figure out how he can help, and he just like doesn't understand how these threads are helpful. And then he starts to unravel them, and all these memories start playing. And he's kind of like trying to see. He's like going back, and it's all of the like ruling sunlings. And he sees his mom and his dad, and his dad is like pining after his mom. Like he's like chasing after her like a lost little puppy.
Yes, and that was so interesting.
Yeah.
And then him and Enya have a convo, and I just love them so much.
I
And
agree.
he's saying like, "I saw my father smile," and then she was like, "And the world kept turning."
It's so good, and like it's the first time he acknowledges like feeling joy
Yes.
for a really long time, which felt really good and wholesome. And I also feel like it's so abundantly, like this scene alone is so abundantly important about how good his friends are because they're sounding boards and her being like, well, maybe this will help because now you can go
Yes.
back and be like, look at all of these mistakes or maybe what are we missing? It just
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah. And then, what else was I gonna say on that? Oh, so then at the end, he says, "I should sleep, I should eat something," but then he began unraveling the threads once more. And I was just so appreciative of that.
I know, like,
Because,
we're continuing on the plot.
yeah, like, let's keep it going. Let's not drag this out.
I don't need to go and relax quick to recharge my battery.
Yes, I'm here for it.
All right, so next we jump to Isla again. So she wakes up and she's kind of like laying on this cell floor. She's beat up.
It says her Isla's mind had been melted down.
Yeah, which, oh, can you imagine? That's such like a descriptive way. And of course, Lark is in the cell next to her being like, "You idiot girl.
Foolish, you're foolish.
You're so dumb." And then Isla starts asking questions. She's like, because yes, we're still enemies, but like we're the only allies we have in this world.
Yeah, like, let's make it
Let's
work.
work
She's-
together, and then we can battle it out after.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
But then Lark kind of admits that her and Corin were in love, or
Yeah.
she was at least in love with her, and that's why she was so pissed when he showed up.
Yeah, and Lark says he wasn't always like this. There was a little bit of light in him.
Yeah. Which, like, I want so much more backstory there. I'm so curious.
I know. I think we need a throwback POV of them. So
Yeah, can we get a novella of that?
yeah, and on 135, she was talking about, I knew Oris first. He was like you. He wanted only the easy part of creation. He didn't realize that death was necessary to make something new. And then she's talking about then there was Cronin, and he understood the sacrifices that had to be made, that Oris was not together. The three of us could create something new. And I just thought it was, like, really interesting how I could see, like, Oris being Aro, and Cronin being Grim, and Lark being, like, Isla and how they had said before, the Lost King saying history cannot repeat itself. Like,
yes, like we have to put a stop to it.
not that they're planning on like building another
Yeah.
world, but you know,
But,
the
like, the
love there was
trio
sounds like
is
there was
there.
some love there.
Yeah.
So
Well, and like it's very curious to me too because I'm like, obviously Lark and Corin didn't work out. Is that like foreshadowing here for another couple?
I don't know, but Oris is dead.
True.
So
No, like foreshadowing on like Grimm and Isla not being compatible.
yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was interesting.
I did too. And then
oh, you go.
Lark brings up the diamond again.
Yes, you have no idea what you wear around your neck. Like,
Yeah.
tell me then if
Can
you
we
know
have
how
some
much.
information? If we really don't want Corin getting this, maybe you should tell me why it's so important.
Yeah. And then she was saying a prison, that Lightlark is a prison between galaxies.
Yes.
And then for me, then the underwater thing makes sense.
Made
like,
more sense,
all of they basically
100%.
just buried the underground and built on top of it.
Yeah, and then I'm like, I don't understand why they needed to have it be a prison first. That one was kind of confusing to me.
Because it's like a bridge between galaxies, and so then
Okay.
they were saying that that bridge makes it really good to hide really important relics, and they knew that the diamond relic was there.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So I think that they thought maybe if they built there,
Yeah.
Cronin kind of had his own agenda.
Cronin knew that the diamond was there when they went there.
Yeah,
So
but it sounds like he misled his couple of team members.
I would agree.
Anyways, so then we move to Grimm.
Yes. So he is trying to like retrace the steps that Isla took for portaling. And he's kind of like getting pissed at himself because he's like, if I would have just focused in on like how to do this stuff earlier, maybe I wouldn't be having this issue. And he finds one of her, is it Skyrin? Why do I want to add an N?
I don't know.
Skyers. He finds this book, but it's like enchanted. So he has to read through it so slowly. And Grimm, as we've stated a million times, so impatient. So then he goes to the augur because he knows that that's who is kind of leading Isla on this front.
Yeah, because he basically retraced her steps.
Yes. Yep.
And got there.
Yeah.
And the augur's like the silver girl who sees.
Which is so fun that we're getting thrown back into this
Yes,
connection.
we're getting answers.
Yes.
I love that.
I do too, and it's just so interesting because he's like telling Grimm all these things about the Skyers, how important they are, how Corin has one that's funneling power on his body, and if you want to use power when you go to Skyshade, you need to have one. And him being like, well, did you tell my wife this? And the augur saying, no, I didn't know yet. What do you mean you didn't know? And then it kind of gets brought into like the silver girls communicating with him. And I was thinking, the blood pool. Do we think it kind of works like the silver pool? Do you think that's how they're talking?
I think that point is so interesting though.
Because
Maybe they got a thing going on.
heck.
I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting about all the things, and I thought that it was interesting that he's saying, well, did you show my wife this Skyer or whatever? And the augur basically was like, no, the silver lady like only knows things as it go, like certain things as they come.
And them kind of like knowing the information but not having any idea what the Skyer looks like. So it's kind of like up in the air on how that's gonna work. But then the feather gets brought back in, which is so good.
So good.
Love it. And like I'm reading Skyshade right now, and I just got to the point where Isla brought it to the blacksmith. And he's like talking about it, so it was really fun to have just been getting the information about what it was and then it being used in the new book again.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad the feather's coming back in.
I know.
Because I was still kind of fuzzy on like what Aurora, but you said she tied her soul to it, right?
Yeah, so she had put a piece of her soul into it, and then she was like writing I feel like I said her name really weird there. Like writing messages to her.
Yeah.
And it wasn't something like enchanted. Like it was actually Aurora writing to her.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So then I don't remember how that ended. If her piece of her soul's still attached to that, so then if Grimm uses it, like,
I don't know.
is Aurora gonna come back into play?
I don't know, but I'm glad the feather's coming back.
I agree. Love a loose end being tied.
Getting some answers. We were having a hard time with that in Brimstone.
Yes, we were.
At least, like,
I promise I'll tell you later. Wins later. It's the end of the book.
months later, and you just go tubbing, wasting time.
Dolphin.
Then we jump to Aro,
Yes.
and the threads of time basically consume him.
Yeah, so he's like in this memory, and all of a sudden he feels this flash of pain, and he like wakes up. I don't know how else to describe it. And there's a huge gash on his arms. All of his friends are like looking at him in horror. And he's all excited. He's like, I'm learning so much, guys. I just watched like centuries of times play out.
Yeah, like, I gotta get back in there.
Yeah, and him being like, oh, I must have been in there for a couple hours because it's dark outside. And Zed is pissed. And he's like, you almost just killed all of us.
Yeah, because it had been days.
Yeah, because he let these things were in his arms and they had to rip them out and he almost died. And he spent 2 days in the memories.
Yeah, and his friends are pissed, and then he kind of becomes like a danger to them because the threads of time are basically like a drug. Like,
Yeah.
he wants to get back in there so bad. Like, he, pushes Calder up against the wall.
Yeah, and he burns Zed to the point where like his flesh is falling off of his
Yes.
bones.
Yeah.
And then Enya is holding the strings, and his like thought process is, I could turn her to ash right now, which is scary. Like, that's so unlike Aro.
Yeah, I know. And then he was horrified by
Yeah.
that thought that, like, the threads of time made him, like, think these things
Yeah.
and whatever.
And
then,
like that kind of goes back to the king underneath.
Yeah,
The last king being like,
yes.
I chose this sentence. Like, did he choose it because he was like addicted to it?
yeah, like, did he choose it because he wanted, like, to be in the threads of time and then he didn't have his friends there, like, a friend group to pull him
Yeah.
out of it, and then he just, like, unintentionally chose that fate for himself?
Or was it like a part of a prophecy? Because this book is
Exactly.
heavy on the prophecies.
Exactly. So, we don't know.
Yeah. And then, so his friends, they're like they're still mad, but they're helping him to his bed so he can sleep and eat. And then the threads are still like calling out to him. That's freaky to me. Because like, are these also like a sentient item then? Like the
Probably.
diamond?
There's no ruler over the threads of time.
I'm scared.
So then after that, we get to Isla, and this
Yes.
chapter was just very insightful and
Yeah.
very good.
This
and
chapter was another hard one. Like, it was so good, but it was so like emotional.
Yeah.
So she's lying on the floor looking up at that ceiling again, and Corin is basically getting ready to rifle through her mind and is like, it'd be a lot easier if you just let me do this. I hope today's the day.
Yeah, like, just give in and be, whatever.
Yeah.
And he's bringing up, well, so then part of her walls falls.
Yeah, there's
and,
like a tiny little brick on this
Yes.
huge wall, and he takes full advantage.
And like a shadow basically slithers in, and
Yes.
she is kind of still trying to fight back at this point just by giving certain memories.
Yeah,
to
she
him.
thinks that she can like choose the memories that he sees, so she's kind of choosing what she feels like are unimportant ones.
Yeah.
And it's her and Tara training.
Yeah. And he's like distorting her. He's changing her memories.
And he's very snarky about it. He's like, how embarrassing, essentially, a mere subject ruling over you in these memories. And he's like kind of trying to like appeal to like her hurt. But then he, in the memory, changes it. Instead of Isla being done and like hurt, she picks up Tara's swords and decapitates her in this memory.
And then same with Celeste. Like, he
Yes.
makes her stab Celeste in the chest, like right when they became friends. And we got some
Yeah.
backstory there, which was nice.
I really liked getting the backstory and a better view on like what their friendship was like. But yeah, and he's just like going back and he's like, all these people hurting you and
yeah,
you're
hurt,
letting them.
so much hurt, all these things.
Yeah.
And I was thinking too that he's just an interesting evil villain character because I feel like he's really almost doing this out of helping her. Like when he says, your teacher failed you. Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to feel this hurt again. Like, I've been where you've been. And like, you don't
Yes.
have to. And like, he almost thinks like he's doing her a service.
Like, I know what you mean. Almost being like, you don't have to feel this way. I've been there. I've done that. And it feels so much better to just be powerful. There's no need for you to sit here and be hurt.
Yeah.
Because especially because you have all of this power to wield. Like, let's be a team.
Yeah. And he's saying like, she's still bringing up memories of all these things.
Yes.
And, you know, all these people don't even like you and you're trying to save them. Why? And she's kind of like, yeah, why am
It's
I?
like
Like, her mind's
resonating with her,
changing. Yeah.
which is like so interesting and honestly so fair. Everybody's lying to her. Her best friend was not that at all, played her. Her, the love of her life, lied to her and wiped her memories. Her guardians were garbage. The only person who's been consistently good to her is Aro. Even when he was kind of a dick at the start, but he had a right to be. But their love story, he's the only person who's been consistent for her. So upsetting.
Yeah, and he's just saying, like, she was just filled with all the sorrow and regret, and he's like, give up, give up, give up. And then at the end, she just kind of, like, was like, I can be better than this. Like, I'm not gonna let you. Like, I'm still gonna try to be brave.
She, like, goes back to the silver pool, because that's what the silver lady said, when you need to be brave and believe in yourself. And her, as a little girl, comes out and says, we've been through so much. Like, this is not what's gonna break us. And it was just so good. It was so impactful.
Yeah. No, it was so good, and I'm glad that she had that. And
I agree.
yeah, I'm just really interested if she's gonna give in to this villain era.
I know. I think that is definitely a possibility that she's a villain for a while. I don't think villain is endgame, but I do think villain could definitely be a part of this storyline.
And that brings it back to when the Lost King said she's gonna be a villain as many times as she is a hero.
And it'd be a really good twist for a while if she was a villain.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
So I'm like, oh shit, well, maybe part of that prophecy is
Because then maybe
happening.
it goes back to when Grimm is talking to Aro and goes, I love her for every part of her.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, and it's finally getting better. The first 100
Yes.
pages were tough. We're finally getting into a plot.
Yes, it was hard to stop at that chapter.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely getting into it again.
I'm excited to keep reading.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts over the first 150? How are you feeling?
Good.
Okay.
I'm feeling good. Like I said, it was hard on the first one, but now the plot's getting there. I hope that it doesn't like the last page isn't like starting the war. Like I hope that we
100%
get
agree.
somewhere.
Like that it's started or we know the direction it's going. It's not just and then they invaded.
Yeah.
And then it's the end.
Yeah. How about you? How are you feeling?
I'm also feeling good. I'm really enjoying the fact that like the plot is continuously ongoing. We talked about it a lot, but I feel like Brimstone was a lot of starting and stopping. This one is feeling very active and I'm liking it a lot better.
Yeah. We should look up when the 5th book comes out.
We should.
Now I'm very curious.
I know.
Because I thought it was spring.
But I think that's her brand new series. I think that is a separate book from this. So
The Star Side
we'll
one.
take a look and get back to you guys.
Yeah, because we need to know.
We do.
Do you want to pull a different one?
Yes, we will pull one. It's
Or
your turn this week.
do you wanna do that one?
No, let's do this one.
Okay.
It's different. It's gonna be a real reaction then.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I was thinking. Favorite power.
Oh, this is good.
You go first.
Okay, I'm taking a look. I
I'll
gotta.
put this one back.
I think that my favorite, like, are we talking about powers, like magic in a book or a character's powers?
My first thought was characters' powers, but whatever you feel.
I really like Violet's mom's in Fourth Wing.
What was
being
hers?
able to
Is like
control
the
weather.
storms or just weathers in general?
Yeah, I really liked the controlling the weather.
I agree. I think that a lot of Fourth Wings were really freaking fun. Some of those signets.
Well, there has to be so many different ones that you get such a variety, and it's so good.
Yeah. Like, and shadows are always good. Like,
But
we
it's
love
really
that. But
basic.
it's like so overdone now.
Yes, there's a reason.
Like,
that
I
the term
eat it up.
Shadow
I love
Daddy
it, but I feel like that's not my favorite.
Yes.
I think like my first thought was Violet. I love how they talk about how the training and stuff, and I like in that book how the powers don't just come to them. Like
Yes,
they
it's
have to
like
do a lot of
act-
work.
We've talked about this before, but the magic in Fourth Wing and the way it's described is probably the best way I've ever read magic.
Yeah, it's so good. So I feel like that really comes to the forefront, but I don't know. I'm trying to
We've
think
read
of what
a
other
lot
ones.
of books.
I'm trying to think of other ones that are cool. Like honestly, this book too, like Lightlark series. Thinking of how you know, the wildlings can control certain
Yeah,
things,
nature
and
and
like the
stuff.
moonlings get like the water and all that stuff. I don't know. It's
I'm
interesting.
surprised that the wildling doesn't call to you with just how much like you love fluffy animals.
That is cool. Like I like how they have the animals.
Yeah.
So that comes up too, but I don't know. I guess it doesn't really do that much for me when they're like vines snaked around his neck and choked him out.
Okay.
I'm kind of like,
fair.
okay.
I'm not here for vines.
Where it's like you get struck by a lightning bolt and that's your like that's way cooler.
I agree. Again,
So-
fourth wing magic is my favorite, so I'm here for
I'm
it.
trying to think like what was Ridux and stuff. Like what was I'm trying to it's been a while since I've read.
Gosh, I don't know what Ridux was.
Or I'm trying to think of some of the specific ones.
Well, obviously there's spoilers here. Liam's sister is a siphon.
Yes.
I'm blanking on her name. Dane can see your memories and like when he touches you. Zayden is shadows.
Obviously
Immigrant.
Immigrant, wipes
Can wipe your memories, yes. Yeah, like there's just a lot of different magic in there. And I like that it's like you have one specific power. It's not like in this book,
Yeah.
it's like he can gild things, but he also has fire, and like moonlings control water and also healing. Like it's a specific point of what you can do. Like the general that can see the future in fourth wing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I
Yeah.
would love to see the future.
I would hate to see the future. We covered
just
this in
feel
our
like-
last episode.
I feel like it would be nice. Anyway, so yeah. We're gonna read another 150 pages. So
Yeah.
we're reading to page 300, which ends on a perfect
Chapter, yep.
chapter. And again, thanks for all of our support.
Yeah.
We're working on a website and slowly working our way up, and appreciate any
Feedback, yeah, we want to hear from you guys.
yeah. So give us like ratings, follow, like, subscribe.
Yeah.
We appreciate all of it. So thank
Happy
you
to
so
have
much.
you guys reading with us.
All right, we're gonna close this episode out, and we'll see you next time.